Okay, it's a little hot in here, so yeah, that's what that's all about. So I wanted to talk about the Minecraft movie. I've seen it twice now, and I wanted to share my thoughts about it. The first trailers initially, you know, I, like many people, very skeptical because I'm like, what? Another, this feels like this the second or third movie that we've seen from Jack Black like in a row. But it's like, it was the Mario movie and then the second Jumanji movie. Now we're getting a little Jack Blacked out. But thankfully, no. I when upon watching this movie, it's got its problems, but I don't think Jack Black is like the main cause. He's actually, he's good. He's good in this movie, and I think he's funny, and he delivers. I think in the acting, in the main cast, really, they're the ones delivering. I feel like Jack Black does a good job. Jason Momoa and the three other characters, the realtor lady and the brother's sister, they do a really good job. So they're giving 100%. So on the acting front, I'm not really disappointed. Even the side characters, like the villain, is this like evil wizard lady. She was really good, and even the little minions, and the one minion that gets his little time to shine. Really funny. I think his name was he was basically Korg. I mean, he was basically Korg, the rock dude from Thor, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, does this mean you're firing me? That guy. That was a line from the movie, but this movie was, it was hit or miss, but there are some really genuinely, funny lines in this movie. I feel some negative space back there. We need to make a man sandwich. I feel it. You and I both know it. You are a disgrace to the realtor community. There's some really good stuff in here. So I mean, humor-wise, it hits the mark. It hits the mark surprisingly for like a Minecraft movie. And there's some swearing, some hells and some craps. It felt a little off kilter, I guess, because Minecraft, it's like a very mellow game. It leaves a lot of room to explore. Sorry about the dog. Because Minecraft is like this very mellow game, it leaves a lot for you to make your own adventure. You can have a big exciting adventure, or you can just build a dirt house in the middle of nowhere. It's entirely up to you. In order for it to do that, what the game does is give it that ambience, like that music, that the setting, and the very like clean, like almost ASMR like level of sound effects in it. That's the vibe that the game has. But coming in to see this movie, don't come into this movie thinking of that. You will be disappointed. It's a summer blockbuster. We should know that by now. It's this big budget Minecraft movie with Jack Black, big names. So that's what you should go in to expect with this movie. But that being said, I mean, not a lot of complaints. I mean, when it comes to the action parts, the summer blockbuster parts, there's a lot of action sequences. There are these I'm not gonna say like story-wise what happens, but there are these gas that come in that act as these like hot air balloons. And they're like firing fireballs at Jack Black and the gang, and they're like trying to dodge them and stuff, and it's like really entertaining. That in particular kind of makes me wish like, maybe that could be in the game. I wouldn't mind that being in there. It comes off as really fun and really exciting. So at its best, that's what this movie is bringing. A really fun and exciting movie. With that being said, some gripes that I have with it. Jason Momoa. One weakness that his performance suffers is that he screams like a girl, like that. Not he screams like a girl, which is fine, and it's funny, but he does it like one too many times, and it does get it gets a bit much by the end. Now, again, I'm saying my gripes, but I have to give one little compliment. Him and Jack Black, Jason Momoa and Jack Black, their chemistry in this movie is like this, like they're like they have this bromance in this movie where they're like, I want to be the leader, and you know, they have that kind of dynamic, and really good stuff. And Jason Momoa, because of that, gives like a really standout performance in this movie. He plays this like 80s like hipster guy, or no, not. He plays this like 80s tough guy, but with being like a big softie. They have the beginning, like the main cast of this movie when they're in the real world going into the Minecraft world. It gives me kind of Stranger Things vibes, where it's like these 80s-ified characters. He's like the tough guy of the group. He's like the Steve Harrington from Stranger Things. He's like the Steve Harrington of the group. It feels like two movies almost trying to come together. Like, it's like an 80s throwback movie trying to be Minecraft movie. It works sometimes, but sometimes it could be a little... there's some stuff that happens with the villagers. So when the humans get into the Minecraft portal and get into the Minecraft world, immediately a villager behind their back goes into the portal and goes into the Earth world. From that moment on, the villager has some scenes with Jennifer Coolidge. Some of her lines, I admit, were very, I did laugh, and were very like an awkward type of humor, but the stuff with the villager, it was very weird. It was a little too weird. I think one thing to note before going into this movie is to be aware that the director of this movie, Jared Hess, he has also directed Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre and among other films. So that's the sort of vibe that he's bringing, offbeat humor. I'm happy to say though, while they're in the real world, they do not spend that much time. They get right to the punch. They introduce the characters, Jason Momoa's character, the brother and the sister, and the realtor. They all get that done in like, I think it feels like 10-15 minutes. During that time, actually, while they're in the real world, they find like the little portal device for them to enter the Minecraft world, so it still feels important to the story, even in its weaker parts that are a little, too awkward, like the villager and Jennifer Coolidge and their scenes, still very uncomfortable, and the boring human stuff that happens in the real world. Even then, they don't last too long. They don't overstay their welcome. And even the jokes that don't land, they don't last for too long. Every now and then, Jack Black will like break into a song, and I will not say when or where. It's played for laughs, but the first time he breaks in the song, at that moment, my eyes just roll to the back of my head, and I'm just like, please don't let this last too long. And it didn't. All you music majors out there, nothing beyond 8 bars. Nothing beyond 8 bars. Very happy to say. Another thing I was going into this movie that I was a little hesitant about was the green screen. It actually worked into its benefit. It made me kind of miss that movies, we should have some more fun movies. If you remember the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it ends with like this big song and dance number, they're all laughing and singing and like screaming, and that's the same vibe that this movie gives. So it's not bad. There's some parts though that are a little too offbeat. But I mean, that being said, it's a very fun movie. Don't go in expecting it to be super deep. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just a nice, fun ride. And yeah, to all the enjoyers of the games, the Minecraft players, those who yearn for the mines, they take some creative liberties. And there's a line in the movie that I'm not going to say when. My torch blew out. To all the Minecraft players, even though they do take creative liberties, when they do follow the physics and the logic of the game, via like some of the buildings and there's this bridge and houses in the game. Some of these look like really fun build ideas. So yeah, let me know what you thought of it, if you liked it or not. And yeah, thanks for watching. Later.